It is October 12th, 2014, and in this square, a couple of nights ago, a number of Lyme activists gotten together by something called the Mayday Project, got together and held a vigil here on behalf of people that have died from Lyme's disease. What got you to start the Mayday Project?
After experiencing the ignorance that I had through the ID doctors down in Florida, I was absolutely livid at their response when they pulled my PICC line after 30 days of antibiotics and said that I had to learn to live with what I had, which was basically what I started with 30 days prior.
So you were very frustrated by the way you were treated by medical professionals?
Absolutely.
And so what has happened in the 5 years since you started the Mayday Project?
In the 5 years since we started the Mayday Project, we have had 5 different events, of which we've protested for the rights of Lyme patients to receive treatment. Not necessarily antibiotics, but whatever treatment that they deemed fitting for them to get some relief from this disease.
How much is the medical community writing this off all over the country and around the world? You know, you read media, and this is the fastest growing disease in this country.
Right. You look at Lyme's disease, and you look at what the CDC just came out with this year, 300,000 cases, but yet we have ignorant doctors, like one that just walked past us not even 5 minutes ago, who laughed at us, sneered. And when one of our patients turned around and said to her, "This disease almost killed me," she said, "Oh yeah, I see that." Complete ignorance and just absolute apathy towards the pain and suffering that we go through.
Why do you think it's happening? Is it just the disease is so still young?
It's not young at all. Their ignorance is what's blocking them. They choose not to keep themselves updated with science. They choose instead to follow the guidelines of this particular organization, the IDSA. They make up the guidelines, which these doctors follow. They don't do any research on their own, and they choose to remain ignorant.
How can the IDSA change as quickly as possible?
The IDSA really needs to get on board with those doctors who are currently treating and seeing success with their patients. I have gone from complete bedridden state to walking and perfectly fine, thanks to a Lyme literate doctor, not these guys.
How was the Lyme literate doctor?
Honestly, I'd love to give more information in regards to that, but we do protect our doctors because these idiots would have their licenses pulled.
That's ridiculous. How do you relate this, let's say, to the activism of ACT UP, who literally changed the world? I mean, this is something you'd like to do.
This is exactly what we're looking to do. We're looking to get masses of Lyme patients in motion to change the way we're being treated. Having a couple of dozen people show up, we really need to change that. It needs to start becoming a more united group of Lyme organizations taking a stand to make a difference.
I'm going to ask you one more question. You felt untreatable, and then one doctor found out a way to work with you. Do you want to talk about how that happened?
Yes, that doctor had seen me because other doctors in the Infectious Disease Society of America had turned around and said to me, "I know what you need, but I'm not willing to risk my license to save your life."
And that's all because of regulations of organizations like the CDC and this one?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's their guidelines that prohibit them from treating, which also causes the insurance to regulate our treatment guidelines. And in a sense, if they go ahead and they treat outside those guidelines, the insurance companies will come after them for repayment of medical that was outside the guidelines of IDSA.
So we need to rewrite these regulations as quickly as possible.
Yes, absolutely. We're losing hundreds of patients. We can't even count how many we lose in a month. But when I look at it, and I've only got a couple of thousand people on my Facebook page and on my Twitter, but when I'm losing 23 within a quarter, that's a lot. When you take into consideration 300,000 people getting it a year.
How do we lose people with Lyme disease?
Unfortunately, because of this ignorance, the majority of our people are killing themselves because of the pain. That's disgusting. We should not. We are in a state where there's no reason with our medical, quote-unquote, professionality that any patient should go and feel that left out where they need to take their own life because they can't handle the pain.
Thank you so much.